What's up, everyone? We are recording on Monday, March 3rd. Most of these picks that you're going to hear from us are going to be for Tuesday the 4th, so just be aware. We also have a Champions League show that will be posted, so don't forget to listen to that, depending on which one you're listening to first. Lots of great Champions League picks coming your way. Tonight, though, we just have myself and Mike Smith talking about some miscellaneous sports here. And by miscellaneous, I mean hockey, college basketball, golf. So, we said football season's over, but we're still here bringing you picks. Been getting into betting some of these other sports. Mike, how's your hockey betting been going?
Not bad, man. I didn't really start really paying attention to the NHL until after football season passed, because that's a massive time suck. But all in all, things have started pretty good. PGA started out 2-0 last week, so hoping we can keep that rolling. But yeah, man, it's been fun. It's kind of that fun time of year where you have a reason to actually sit down and learn some more things about what have been happening the last 6 months that you didn't know was going on.
Yes.
And I always get fancied on that time of year. So I'm psyched. It's a fun time with March Madness coming up, NHL, PGA, all the fun stuff.
Yeah, I've been paying attention to college basketball since about end of December, early January, knowing this was coming. But I haven't been bringing picks to the show because I'm not going to pretend to be an expert halfway through the season of college basketball if I'm just being fully transparent. My own personal bankroll, though, I feel like I've been killing it in some college basketball. So I'm hoping I'm bringing that to you all, the good juju. And I've been following a couple of Mike's picks that we'll text back and forth, and he's made me some money. So I'm not upset about that. Let's kick off with hockey. Then we'll talk some basketball, and we'll finish with some golf. So, Mike, what do you got for us on the NHL front tomorrow? Tomorrow being March 4th, by the way.
On Tuesday, yeah, Stave talked in the soccer show last week about how we kind of tend to feed off the bottom feeders on this show.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing that massively this week.
Yes.
For first game with we have the San Jose Sharks taking on the Buffalo Sabres, which I don't know if you're an Office fan. Anytime I see the Sabres, I'm always like, is it Sabres? Is it Sabre? I don't know what's really going on. But I mean, look, the Sharks give up more goals than anybody else in the NHL. Their best save percentage is 0.8. And so no matter who gets to start, whether it's our former hatred of Georgiev or their other guy's name, I forget his name. I think Georgie's getting the start tonight. So he will probably not be playing tomorrow night. But yeah, the Sharks just give up a ton of goals. On top of that, they're also playing tonight in Toronto. So it's only a short flight, but anytime you have to play back to back, it's exhausting. And then you add in the travel time and all that stuff on top of it, on top of just being bad. It's an easy team to bet against. So with that, we're going Sabres on the money line, or on the spread, sorry, -1.5 at -110. And then everything I just said there, you can kind of copy and paste to the Avalanche at home against the Penguins game.
Okay.
The Penguins give up the second most goals in the NHL. And the Avs, man, we kind of bitch about the Avs in our text thread all year. But
we're all
truthfully,
Avs fans, full transparency. That's
we
the
are.
hockey team we watch.
But like, they've been injured for a good majority of the year. They have not really been healthy. On top of that, you had highly questionable goalie play until we finally traded Georgie there to San Jose. And Blackwood, man, he's got the 5th highest save percentage in the NHL right now. He's playing really well. On top of that, since Nichushkin came back, the Avs have been a lot feistier, playing with a lot more aggression. And you do that against the team that you score a ton of goals on, that you're going to force Pittsburgh to have to keep up on the road in Ball Arena. That just doesn't bode well for them. So I'm going to go Avalanche -1.5, as well as they've been playing. The Penguins allow the second most goals in the league. We mentioned that. And they've also given up over 5 goals a game since the Four Nations tournament ended. So that's in their last 5 games. So they're just giving a lot of goals, man. So I like the Avs here a lot. Also at -1.5 at -108.
Yeah, I really like, so I bet a lot of NBA. And this is relevant, I promise. As an NBA bettor, I'm a big fan of finding back-to-backs, and then especially bad teams on back-to-backs on the road. Man, it's always just kind of ripe for the taking. It's not going to hit every single time, but it's pretty common, and these guys got to play 82 game seasons, and it's pretty wild.
We hit on that narrative over the weekend too with Dallas.
Yep. Oh, I made some money on that Dallas game, thanks to you all, for sure. So, cool. Let's move into some college basketball. That is all you had for NHL, right? I'm not
that's
skipping
it. Just
any of
those
your
two.
NHL. I got to check with you, Mike.
You haven't skipped me yet. We still have a whole another show and a half.
Not yet. We're not done with this episode yet. All right. All right. Let's go to college basketball. I'm going to take Penny Hardaway's Memphis Tigers team total over 82.5 against UTSA. Man, Penny's got this team absolutely rolling this year. They are the big dog in the American Conference, and you can just see them putting up points left and right. You got a UTSA team coming off a pretty big win against Rice, which is a pseudo rival, Texas rival for them. Actually made some money on UTSA, but I'm going against them this time. I'm going to go with Memphis, playing a team giving up 77 points per game. And then Memphis, of course, is hitting over 80 points per game on a regular basis. Not to mention Memphis has hit this 7 out of their last 10 games, which have all been conference play. So I'm just going to take Memphis to keep rolling here. It is a road game, so if you don't like betting road teams, it might not be for you. I think Memphis can clear this 82.5 number pretty easily. Pretty big over team here. Going into the tournament, I will be on Memphis overs. That is for sure. So, all right.
I like all that.
Nice. I like to make it sound good. Whether it turns out that way, I feel like I'm pretty solid at making it sound good.
I'm not afraid to bet a road team here.
Yep. All right, I'm going with the homer pick. I'm not from New Mexico, but as you can see by my hat, if you're watching on YouTube, I do live here. Been loving going to some UNM games. This team has been winning this Mountain West Conference and in control the rest of the year. But here we are with 2 games left, and they are sitting with a possibility to lose their 1 seed to my hated Colorado State Rams, and I don't like that. I think New Mexico finds some spark here. New Mexico needs to beat Nevada to keep their number 1 seeding going into conference tournament, and then they need to beat UNLV. Obviously, that can shift with other teams losing, but to me, you have to win these last 2 games, even though it's at Nevada. New Mexico is technically a 1.5 point dog here. I'm just going to take them on the money line to get me to even money at plus 100. Nevada had a real bad loss to UNLV, real bad loss just a couple days ago. New Mexico is a little banged up, but they are playing for that one. If they want to repeat as Mountain West Conference champions, which they definitely can do, they need to get that 1 seed. The Mountain West is probably a team that is only getting 1, maybe 2 teams to the NCAA tournament this year.
Yeah.
So if you want that 1 seed in the conference championship is really important. So I'm just playing the motivation angle more than anything.
I love that angle. I'm taking that on quite a bit as well. But I feel like you betting against CSU is the equivalent of Stafe betting against his favorite teams. And it's just rinse and repeat for both of you guys.
This is not technically a direct bet against Colorado State, but I will say my record betting against Colorado State, even when it makes sense, does not go well for me. So take that with a grain of salt. This is not a direct bet against CSU. This is a bet for New Mexico. But yeah, my track record betting against CSU is not great as a CU alum. All right, last but not least, I won't spend too much time. We're going with seeding motivation again on a money line little teaser parlay. We're going to take Iowa State to win versus BYU. So Iowa State's at home there, the higher seed, the better team at home. Oregon is also the better team playing at home versus Indiana. So both of these are like 6 to 8 point favorites. You tie them together, you give them to minus 137. Iowa State wants to stay in the top few seeds there in the Big 12. That is a tough basketball conference. You want to have as high a seed as you can, and you want to knock BYU down to play in a lower seed if you possibly can. So lots of good motivation there. Home game, Iowa State's just the better team. Oregon, has had some ups and downs this year. However, they are sitting right in the middle of the Big Ten. And they do not want to drop to the bottom half for conference tournament play. They will find themselves out of the NCAA tournament conversation very quickly by having an early exit in the Big Ten tournament. So I'm going with the seeding motivation for many of my picks here. Love conference tournament week. It's my favorite. I like conference tournament week more than the tournament. I don't know if that's weird. I'm excited about it, so I love talking about that angle.
You've been giddy about it for like 3 weeks now on our text thread. I love it.
It's where I make most of my money.
This might be the safest parlay I've ever seen you take.
Yes. I don't know if that's good or not. We'll see if that pays off. I make more money on conference. It's just so much easier to compare conference games because you've had a whole conference slate to put money on. You've seen most teams play each other twice, and so you're getting third matchups, and you already kind of know what's going to happen. It's much harder when it gets to the big tournament. I really believe you can make way more money on conference tournament week with better data than you can during the NCAA tournament. But maybe I'm wrong.
I mean,
all right.
I feel like we see that happen every year. Like you just have more information to make more confident bets on, and that just leads to more wins. So
exactly. And for some reason, it's not a more bet week. The big dance is the bigger bet week for sure.
It's just the excitement of having 5 games on a day.
No one else has anything else to do.
Yeah, exactly. It's March, man. What else is going on?
We don't have anything else to do. All right, let's talk about golf, man. You know, I know you're a golf nerd, and I am the casual golfer who will start golfing here a few times a month starting here in March, but I know you're like a year-round golf fan, so I'm just warming up to golf, getting tabs on these players as we head towards, I'm, you know, the cliche person who's waiting for the Masters to kick off my golf viewing season.
No shame.
Tell us about some of your favorite guys for this weekend.
Yeah, so we're going to start with Rory McIlroy with a top 10 finish this week. They are at Bay Hill for the Honor Palmer Invitational. There's a lot of history there. I mean, it's the first signature event of the year, so you're getting all the big names in the field really kind of for the first time this year. Rory is currently number 2 in the world, and he's leading the field in strokes gained total and strokes gained off the tee, both of which are major statistic advantages for this course specifically. He's played in 2 events this year, finishing 17th at the Genesis, and he won at Pebble Beach. On top of that, he's been playing in all of the TGL events, so he's got practice in, and he's coming in really good form. And then you add in his history at Bay Hill. He's finished in the top 10 in 7 of his last 8 appearances in this tournament, including second in the last 2 straight. So I'm just going to keep rolling on his recency here. You know, he had the kind of questionable second half of the year last year once his divorce came out as public.
Yes.
But it seems like he's beyond that now, and he's getting back into top form. So I like him to finish here.
Post-divorce slump, now going for post-divorce bump. That's what we're going for Rory this year. As a divorcee, I'm all on board. I'm on the Rory train.
Cheers to that. Yeah, man. So, recency there, I think it's going to roll. I don't hate if you want to put something on him to win as well. That's kind of like the fun part of golf is like any of these dudes in the field. If you're teeing off, you have a chance to win it. And it feels like it's more of a dart throw than any other sport out there. And so you kind of have to be willing to throw some dart throws on multiple players every tournament if you want a chance at winning something fun. So he'd be a good one there. Another one that I'm throwing a sprinkle on the win. We'll make this a show side piece bet. Just do a quarter of a unit on it. Morikawa. He's at plus 2,000 to win the tournament. So we'll throw a quarter unit on that. Also going to take him top 20 finish at minus 125. He's played in this event a total of 3 times, finished 9th, 13th, and 9th. So he's got the history of consistency here. Currently 10th in strokes gained approach, another big stat for this one, and 2nd in strokes gained total. So both of these guys have a great recipe to finish well. So Morikawa top 20 at minus 125 with the side piece of a quarter of a unit at plus 2,000. The lines have not finished coming out for this yet. So if you're still listening, you want to take a look at Minwoo Lee and Seb Straka. They won last week in the top 30 finish. As long as the money's right there, I'm going to take it again. Both of those guys are just coming in great form. Minwoo he started out terrible, and then he still managed to finish in 12th. And so both of those players are good enough that if you have one bad day, you can easily make up for it. So official plays: Rory top 10 at -115, Morikawa top 20 at -125.
And if anything, like if you're not quite warmed up to betting golf yet, these are great bets to track and follow as we get into Masters season in about a month and a half. And you're going to want to know who's hot coming into that tournament and who's doing well coming into the real play, because it does make a difference knowing who's playing well, not just betting names because you like them. So pay attention to these bets, see what you're liking as we head into prime golf season is getting warmed up.
I'm really excited to see what happens at the Masters this year with Bryson DeChambeau and Brooks Koepka coming off of their LIV contracts.
Yep.
Now being rumored that LIV's not going to extend their contracts. And I'm curious what extra motivation that gives them as they kind of get geared up of trying to get back into the PGA. But I'm so excited for the Masters this year. Part of that is because I started watching Full Swing season 3 today, and the whole season, or the whole opening episode, is about the Masters last year. So it's just a little extra juice for me at the moment.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Well, thanks everyone. You made it to the part of the show where we run things down. So we're just going to summarize our picks for you. Before we do, don't forget to follow us on all of the socials, Instagram, TikTok, but especially YouTube. Go like, subscribe the YouTube channel, share it with all your friends, hit all the positive buttons. Get our podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe to that as well. Leave us a review. And with that, we're going to run down our picks. Mike, why don't you give us your hockey and golf picks?
Yeah, we'll start in the NHL. I'm going to take the Buffalo Sabres at home -1.5 against the Sharks. Also, give me the Avalanche at home -1.5 against the Penguins. For golf, give me Rory McIlroy with a top 10 finish, Colin Morikawa with a top 20 finish, and a little corner unit play on Morikawa to win at +2,000.
Oh man, that would be so sweet. I'm going to take you into college basketball season. We're getting kicked off. Let's take Memphis team total over 82.5 versus UTSA. Give me the New Mexico Lobos money line at even money, and a little money line teaser parlay for you. Let's take Iowa State to win plus Oregon to win. It gets us to -137. That is it. We will see y'all over at the Champions League show.
Deuces.